So that's one problem. The work requirements that everybody keeps talking about, I just want to point out that the work requirements apply to people, able-bodied adults, age 18 to 59, without children under 6. And half of this group is under 35 years old. And about 40% of them are men. And there are other studies out there that indicate that if you reach the age of 30, somewhere in that range, and never had a full-time job, the chances are you'll never have one. But I also want to point out something about the expansion. And you may not be aware of this, and it's really shocking. What's happened in the expansion states is that the lower reimbursement people on Medicaid that were supposed to be taking care of the traditional Medicaid population, the disabled, the elderly, the children, and I see my colleague from Florida nod his head. He knows where I'm going with this. You may not be aware of this, but the Illinois Department of Health reported that there were 823 people died who were pushed to the back of the line waiting for care on Medicaid because the health care providers, Mr. Vice Chairman, gave preference to the higher reimbursement level. Nationwide, just in the expansion states, almost 22,000 people have died waiting for care because they were pushed to the back of the line. That's not compassion. That's dangerous. What we're trying to do is reform Medicaid, create a system that takes care of the people it was intended to take care of. And with that in mind, I am committed to the reforms that we've articulated. I think they make sense. I think it makes sense that able-bodied adults, particularly those under 35 with no children, should be given the opportunity to work. And where we've applied work requirements, you take Kansas as an example, it has had a dramatically positive impact. And then when we look at what's happened in the aftermath of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, where we've got record employment levels, record low numbers of unemployment. We've got more jobs than we've got unemployed people to fill those jobs. This is, as the Wall Street Journal says, the New York Times said, you know, they couldn't run out of positive things to say about the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. They didn't have enough positive adjectives for work to talk about. This is the best time, if you're looking for a job, to find a job. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I oppose the amendment.